Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Tuine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another Navigating Dental Insurance podcast. My name is Jordan Comstock, and this is the Say No to PPO series. With me, I got Ben Tuine. What is up, Ben?
Jordan, it's always nice to be with you.
Likewise, brother. So good to have you on the phone call.
Yeah, I hope the audio is clear. I do apologize for those that are listening. Having microphone issues, so I have to call in from my cell phone. So
Dude,
hopefully,
it works.
hopefully it's clear. But I'll let Jordan do most of the talking today. How's about that?
Yeah, sounds good, brother. Sounds good, man. So today we got an awesome episode. I'm super excited to have a friend on the show. His name is Tom Brown from Local Med. Tom, what is up, man?
How's it going? It's great to see you again. We had so much fun at Voices of Dentistry.
Yeah,
Really
I know,
fun to
man.
talk.
Yeah,
So looking forward to this.
yeah, Voices of Dentistry. That's one of my favorite conferences to go and hang out, meet new people. And I've seen you all over, well, traveling at all these other events, but it was nice to meet you and chat for as long as we did. It was a lot of fun.
And hang out with Ghost the Goat for the first time.
And hang out with Ghost the Goat the first time, yes.
The official party animal of the dental space.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, so Tom is with Local Med, and their mascot is named Ghost the Goat. And Tom, why don't you give some of our audience a background on how you got started with Local Med, and then what Local Med is and all that fun stuff?
Perfect. So Local Med is really the only platform in the dental space that allows a patient to schedule a fully booked appointment online, and it's just as easy as booking a flight. And the difference there is a lot of other systems, they'll send an email or something, but Local Med actually writes the appointment into the practice management system. So how I got involved with it was I got a call from the original founder who had created the product. It's an awesome product and had it for probably about 4 years. But as some dentists will do as well, they think if they're the best dentist, they don't have to market or put the word out there.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So he was reluctant to do that right up until sometime in 2016, and he started the company in 2011. And so he hired me to start up the sales and marketing team up here in Chicago. They're down in Baton Rouge. And I know a lot of really awesome people that I've worked with over the last how many years. And so I was able to kind of cherry pick all the people I used to work with that were not only awesome at their job, but super fun to hang around. And I'll tell you why that's how we ended up with Ghost the Goat. But really, it's just such an awesome product, and the time has come for it. I think at the end of 2016 or into 2017, we only had 300 providers on the platform. Wow. And in the last 3 years, we've added over 12,000.
Holy smokes.
So
it's pretty impressive.
it makes a difference when you do some marketing and advertising. But it makes it so much easier for the patient. It's such an easy and convenient experience. And that's why really everybody's jumping on it. But that's how I got involved with it.
Were you in dentistry before Local Med?
Yeah, I was at a marketing company. We did websites, some SEO, maps and reviews when that was super popular. But really enjoyed working in the dental space because dentists spend so much of their time on the clinical aspect, and
Sure.
That's how they get trained. So this other part of the business side, isn't focused a lot. And there's so many cool things that can be done. You have the best dentist in the world, but if nobody knows about them or it's too hard to book an appointment, then, they might as well not be the best dentist out there.
Yeah.
Kind of what I told our founder.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it's really cool what you guys are doing in the industry. I'm seriously impressed. And I think I've always wondered when like online booking and just making it more convenient in this online world that we live in, because everything is done with your mobile phone or through a website these days.
Exactly.
And I've always wondered when, dental practices and other medical and healthcare service providers would do this. Like I actually have, for my doctor, they have like an online scheduling thing as well, but it's it's a portal, but it's so complicated to use because it's a portal. You're like, you got to register your an account and everything. And I'm like, can I just schedule? I just want to schedule. I don't care about I don't want another account to register to. Right. So I think it's really cool what you guys are doing there. So today I want to focus on on talking about how we can, as practitioners, how they can give a really good experience to their patients, whether it's a first-time experience or every experience. And I kind of want to get your tips and tricks on what you guys have seen at LocalMed and on that. So how can a practice improve or give a really good experience to their patients?
Well, it really starts with that first interaction that they're going to have with the patient, and that's usually them trying to book an appointment.
Yeah.
And so think about, how it's being done right now where maybe it'd be better to use an analogy. So
Sure.
I'm sure all of your listeners have purchased something online using the shopping cart feature, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Who hasn't? So
yeah.
Think about the last purchase that you made. What if there was no shopping cart and you had to send an email and then you had to wait a couple of days and then they wanted to call and talk to you about that purchase. And oh, by the way, they were going to call you at work. I mean, Amazon would not be Amazon if they didn't have the shopping cart. And that's really what LocalMed is to the practices, because we make it super easy and convenient to actually book that appointment. So think about the last time, Jordan, that you booked a flight. Do you miss talking to the airline rep?
No, I do it like most of the time. I mean, you and I both fly a lot, right? So it's like, no, I just hop on my app or hop on the website and quickly book. No, I don't miss talking to anyone. I usually do it late at night when probably nobody wants to talk.
But when you show up at your flight, you want to be treated like a VIP, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
That interaction that's just booking the flight, that just should be something that's routine. And that's what LocalMed has made it for the practices now, because we're not asking a practice to change anything of what we're doing, of what they're doing. Yeah. We just automate what's already happening. So think of going online, you get to the dental practice, you click a button right now, and all it does is send that request. And now you've got to go back and forth, and
through
sometimes
email.
It can take days. Well, LocalMed has made it so easy that you just click that button, fill in a little bit of information about who you are and how to get into contact with you, and you actually get to choose the appointment that you want to make and the type of appointment. Now, as the patient is concerned, they feel like they're in complete control of that booking process.
Yeah.
And just like when you booked your flight, you felt like you were in complete control.
Absolutely.
However, if you were to talk to the airlines are really in control. You didn't tell a plane to pick you up at 2:30 and you're going to sit in seat 8A.
Yeah.
You had to go in and see the inventory that they had there and what was available. But now it's the same thing for the dental practice. You really just have the opportunity to go in, look at the appointments that they have, look at your own schedule, and look at what's available for that type of appointment. And you're not going to pick something that might work. You're going to pick the time that works best for you.
Yeah.
So a big myth to dispel is that if you don't talk to somebody or have some interaction with somebody at your practice, that the odds of no showing or cancellations are higher. We now know for sure that it actually drops by 18% on average. No shows and cancellations. Yeah, pretty amazing. We got the data to support it.
Booking online drops no shows and cancellations by 18%. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you have a 10% no-show rate or cancellation rate, that's going to drop to 8.2.
Sure.
By the way, people are still going to no-show and cancel no matter how they book, but we get rid of one of the reasons why they do. Think of this conversation that you'll have with your dental practice. Hey, I need to book an appointment. Hey, how does Tuesday at 10 work? No. How about Thursday at 4? How about Monday? You know what? Let me just do Monday at 4. I'll try to make it work. And then it doesn't work. When you're booking your flight, I doubt very highly that you were like, I'll pick this time and maybe I'll make it work. No, you're going to pick the time that absolutely works for you.
Sure.
And that's why that drops.
Yeah,
so
that's interesting.
One of those myths that's been dispelled.
That is interesting, right? Because, here at BoomCloud, we use online booking tools like I don't know if we could survive without them. I mean, in the early days, I remember using basically email, where they'd email and say, we were interested in learning more about, BoomCloud. And then again, I was emailing back and forth, but that was the early days of BoomCloud. Now I couldn't imagine not having some type of booking system. And the cool thing about this, what you guys are doing in the dental industry is, man, if a dentist wants to do like a marketing campaign, they could see their ROI rather quickly from that marketing campaign, or at least that it's working and people are scheduling, right? Does anyone use it in like marketing campaigns? I would imagine they would.
100%. As a matter of fact, you not only get to make it convenient for the patient to book, but from a practice's perspective, they get to see where that came from, because you can put the Local Med widget not just on your website, but anywhere you own and control your web presence, like your Facebook page, your Google business page, Instagram. You can put it in specific marketing campaigns and have the widget default to, like, let's say you're doing a teeth whitening promo. Mm-hmm. So it'll default to teeth whitening promo. And when we capture that information, the practice actually has all of that information and can tell, hey, where are our appointments being booked from? Are they being booked from Facebook? Did this ad do well? So it really helps in the marketing spend, without a doubt.
I was going to say, if you, I know that's one of the biggest challenges in dentistry is if you're spending money on ads, most practices may not be tracking it, properly.
Yeah.
But if you can easily see, like in a dashboard, hey, this came from this, and they actually, this patient came from the Facebook ad, and they've signed up online already, and they're scheduled in the calendar. Like that, to me, that's like music to my ears, especially when you do, advertising or any type of marketing, where you're spending money and you're like, am I going to get a return on this? Or is this going to work? Are people going to book or schedule an appointment?
Well, and the key to that is you're not making the patient jump through hoops, because you've seen our product, obviously. When you click the button, it takes less than a minute to actually fill out the information we're asking for, and you have a fully booked appointment. But not only do we make it convenient once they find you, we're kind of everywhere they're looking, to book an appointment, whether it is your Google business page or your website or your Facebook. We even have several exclusive relationships with insurance companies like United Concordia, MetLife, Guardian, Humana, where they have the Local Med widget on their directory.
Really?
So we know new patients actually go through their insurance carriers to make sure that they're not paying it all out of pocket in most cases.
Yeah.
So it's not only convenient there and creates a really great experience for the patient, but it's just so easy that it's just fluid.
Yeah, that makes I think it's a pretty sweet tool. I actually was looking at the other day, I think my dentist might be using it. Because I saw the widget, and I didn't book a time because I had just gone, but I was checking it out.
Yeah, if he's not, you got to tell him to get on it.
Yeah, you're yeah, totally. Actually, my mom works for an office. So does my aunt. So I'm a twin. I don't know if you knew this.
No,
I'm an identical twin, and my brother Justin, he works here at BoomCloud on our customer success team.
How do I know I'm not talking to Justin?
I gave him all the notes of our conversation, so he's memorized everything. Both my mom is an identical twin as well, which is crazy. And we're all in dentistry, right? Dentistry tech, and then in the dental office. And I was telling both my mom and my aunt the other day about you guys, because I'm like, look, this is like a no-brainer, easy thing that you should be implementing, because one of the offices was they're kind of struggling, and they're trying to basically revamp their business and grow it again. And they're using a membership program to attract uninsured patients. But I think allowing people to book online gives them an amazing experience, and it's super convenient. We are in the age of convenience. I was talking to my wife the other day, and like, I'm a huge fan of DoorDash. Do you use DoorDash? Are you familiar with that app? Okay, so you can just order food from the app and they deliver it to you, right? It's like Uber Eats is another one that,
or Grubhub, or
I'm sure there's a bunch of them now. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of them now. But I am like, if it's not convenient, I don't do it. Right. And I would say the same is for the patients out there that are working, going to the dentist. If it's not convenient, they may not end up going to the office, because it's got to be convenient, especially in this day and age. It seems like convenience is becoming more of our society's mindset and culture. Right. If it's not convenient.
Well, let's face it. I mean, when I was talking about the Amazon example, think about something that you already purchased, that you already made the decision to purchase.
Yeah.
Would you have done it if you had to jump through those hoops? And the answer was no. Now, no offense to the dentists out there, but when people wake up in the morning and have to go to the dentist, they're usually not jumping for joy saying, woohoo, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make that as convenient as possible and create that really positive customer patient experience, because that's what we want them walking out with. And the first thing they're doing is booking that appointment. And if they can do that simply, boom, the skids are greased. They end up in your practice. Now, when they get there, they're in the office. The person across the desk isn't on the phone trying to book somebody else into an appointment. They're treating that patient as a VIP when they walk in the door. And it just makes the whole experience go better. If you run into a lot of issues trying to book the appointment to begin with, you almost go in with a different attitude, like, okay, what else is going to go wrong? And you don't want them doing that. You want them coming in real positive.
Yeah.
And this just helps that to happen.
So could you use for the online booking, can a practice embed something in their Revenue Well or any type of reminder software that allows them to book online? Could they do that?
100%. As a matter of fact, even though 73% of all of the appointments booked through LocalMed are from new patients, the other 27% are from existing patients. And it's because our clients are actually embedding that widget into those reminder systems like Revenue Well and many other ones.
Sure.
So think about that. It's 8:00 at night. You open up an email and it says you're past your 6-month time frame. I've got to book an appointment. I'll call the dentist in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, like I was telling you, I've been gone for 10 straight days.
Yeah.
I get back at the office. I haven't eaten lunch yet. It's 3:30 because your life happens, right?
Sure. Yeah.
What if I could have just clicked on that button in that email and booked the appointment directly from there?
Yeah. Cool.
Convenient.
Everybody's busy in this day and age, and like you said, you get that text message from, whatever your dentist. I mean, I get mine all the time, right?
Yeah.
But do I schedule from that? No. I feel guilty that I haven't gone to the dentist, really. Right? I probably should go. I know I need to go to the dentist, but you're absolutely right. I think, and again, it always boils down to convenience. That if you can make it super easy, super simple for your patients to book a time, on your appointment and get in, that's what you should be doing. Well,
and it's nice also for the practice because financially it makes sense for them. Because we were talking about, will people do it more often? Well, we know because what we've tracked. So an average website will convert about 3 to 4% of its unique traffic to a booked appointment. Uh-huh. And when you add the shopping cart, LocalMed, that jumps to between 6 and 7% on average. Well, that's really a 35 to 70% increase in your conversions, online, which really, it underscores the 44 to 1 return on investment that all of our clients currently have right now. Yeah, and that doesn't even take into account any of the time savings at the front desk. That's just based on new patients that are coming through the door.
Yeah, because if a patient calls in and they have booked manually with the office manager who you're paying hourly, right, to work, that adds up time and makes the office waste a lot of time when people can do it online. I mean, I agree with that. We with Boom Club, we have a widget too that they can integrate and sign up for a membership program. So the front office doesn't have to basically fill out an enrollment form, right, of that patient for the membership, and it saves that office time while collecting their information and collecting their funds on our end.
Exactly. And they're able to do it when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
And not when they're in the office or doing it at just some directed time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to see a spike after you did that, I imagine, didn't you?
When
you added your own widget?
Oh yeah. When we added our own widget, it definitely, we saw a spike. And then, back to how we used to schedule. I'm amazed at, our team, we have people calling out practice each day and, getting them booked on our own calendar. I would imagine, dental practice doesn't do that. They're not calling, patients each day and be like, well, maybe some are, right? Do practice call patients and try to get them booked on the calendar?
Yeah, they actually do. And usually when that's happening is when they have somebody call in and cancel or no show, and now they've got to fill that spot.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So it really creates an opportunity for them. And if you've got a different, I mean, we talked a little bit about Dental Intelligence purchasing LocalMed, didn't we?
Sure, yeah. You and I did, yeah, but
Yeah.
not on the podcast, I don't think.
No, okay. So, but we talked about this, and knowing who to call and when to call. But if you think about this, it takes 5 to 6 phone calls to reach a patient on average. And then once you reach them, only 1 out of 3 of them end up booking an actual appointment. So think about it,
Holy
it's 15
smokes.
to 18 phone calls to book 1 appointment. And if you're doing it directly through LocalMed, that 18 phone calls that somebody made, they could be calling insurance to verify, they could be greeting the patients as they come in. There's all other activities and functions that the front office staff provide. And they now have all that time to be able to do that instead of trying to get on the phone to talk to somebody while they're at work and they can't talk to you.
You can do like so if a patient doesn't show up, which happens every day, I would assume, with practices. I'm sure, patients don't show up. So patient doesn't show up. You're the office. You're freaking out, right? You're like, we want butts in these seats. You simply send an email blast out to your patient base, and boom, like that.
Email or even texts.
Or text, text. I'm old school, I guess. Email or text.
But now they can book it, and you can even say, hey, we had something open at 2:00 today. We're sending this out, first come, first serve. So you create that sense of urgency, the practice does, and it's like, hey, wait a minute. I know I've got to go see him. I could probably make 2:00 work. And so somebody gets online immediately, clicks the button, the LocalMed button, and they book that appointment. And then the next email goes out and says, hey, we'd really like to book everybody, but the 2:00 spot was just taken. And even that will create a sense of urgency the next time they see it. So limited supply, high demand. So it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I think this is just genius. And I think it's something that every practice out there should definitely jump on. This has been an awesome episode. I'm excited to share this with our listeners. Any final thoughts you have in regards to, improving the patient experience for practices?
So I would say probably just at the end of this isn't a fad that's going to go away.
No way.
In the last 3 years, we've gone from 300 to over 12,000. Our plan is to get another 12,000 on this year alone. So it's not going away. Jumping on board now gives you a competitive advantage, against your competitors, so to speak. But it's going to create that fluid experience, that positive experience right from the beginning with your patient. Oh, and by the way, you're going to make a lot of money doing it too. So it's really a no-brainer at this point. You're either going to do it now or you're going to do it at some point in probably the next 12 to 24 months. Why not be seen as the cutting edge dentist that makes it easier for the patient?
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our listeners out there, if they wanted to learn more about LocalMed, where would you direct them to? Website, contact?
They can call a telephone number or go to a website. The telephone number is 888-203-7531. And then the website is localmed.com/dentist.
Awesome. Go check that out. I think LocalMed is doing awesome. Now they've now joined I'm going to say they've joined the Utah Tech Society here in Utah, because you guys were just bought out by Dental Intel, correct?
Yes, that was about 6 months ago. And that's been a really positive experience because they seem to have a very similar culture where they've got a great product, but they're just fun people to hang out with and work with. And
totally.
That's what we have here. So
yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
So they're awesome. You guys where are you based out of? You're in, is it Chicago?
Yeah, it's actually a suburb of Chicago, but yeah, Chicago.
Chicago. Okay, cool. So next time you're here in Utah, let's go grab lunch.
I will definitely do that. I really appreciate it, Jordan.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on to this show, Tom.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Rock on.